BGAs are essential in today's high pin count, high-frequency integrated circuits. The main disadvantage of using BGAs is that the solder connections cannot be seen once the device is mounted. The most common way to test the BGA and detect a possible soldering fault is through the use of X-ray machines. Fortunately, Advanced Assembly has invested in a state-of-the-art 5-axis X-ray machine, giving us the ability to view component mountings in all 3 dimensions. Using this machine, we are able to find errors quickly that may take an engineer days to locate. To check the BGA connections on a given board, the operator begins by placing the PCB in the center of the machine, locking the door, and switching on the X-ray. The machine then scans the board to create a layout image. Once the board image is complete, operators can magnify the board up to 36,000 times to check for 3 main solder faults. These faults are solder bridges, solder voids, and missing or inadequate solder. Solder bridges occur when solder balls have melted and crossed over to touch another solder ball. Operators examine each BGA to see if the balls have collapsed correctly. This can only be determined by viewing the BGA from an angle. A combination of tilt and rotate is required to give the best unobstructed 3D view of the BGAs. Looking at the BGA from the top down, operators carefully examine the solder to see if there are any voids or empty spaces in the solder. Voids are created when the PCB is run through the reflow oven too fast or too slow. For this reason, standard procedure at Advanced Assembly is to always check the first board, then adjust the process to run boards at the proper speed. The 3D X-ray machine is also used to look for areas with excess solder in between the joints or missing solder, which can occur in leadless components such as QFNs. The 3D X-ray machine can also be used by trained technicians to troubleshoot a board. Multiple colors make it possible to detect problems such as leadless solder connections, misalignment, and internal board defects that cannot be inspected on the surface. Within a few short minutes, Advanced Assembly's 3D BGA X-ray machine can check PCBs for proper connections and prevent time spent debugging.